What's up, everybody? Today we are reviewing Mike S. Miller's Lonestar 3, Mind of the Monster. And so, Heart of the Hero was the first book, Soul of the Soldier was the second, Mind of the Monster concludes the trilogy and sets everything up so you kind of know what's going. And it does offer a very nice conclusion. So if you get all three of these, this is the story, and it feels very complete and very good. He could definitely expand it from here. Feels like a ongoing comic series, but this is where the end of the arc might be, and so this is where it does conclude. Now it's set up in the prior couple issues that there's this like Svarog guy who's like leading a bunch of commies and trying to just like basically create a vampire family, I guess. And he's very mad, and he's messing up with some people, and of course, there's lots of deaths and violence going on. So, Lone Star in the second issue, of course, had it set up that he was going after Svarog, and his girlfriend was captured in that and actually killed in that. And then issue 2 is like, oh no, that's not good. And we open up here. Now, Mike S. Miller goes and does a backstory for the opening here. Very bold move, actually. To go to a full backstory for Svarog, so you learn who he is. You learn all about his like vampiric ways and how he like was turned and became what he is over the course of this. Beautiful art all the way around, I should mention. If you look at just his detail here, he's one of the better artists in comics out there. And you can see just these nice horde series of pages, which are some of the finest in the book. Just as a pro tip, like drawing horses is actually a very difficult thing for artists to do well. They don't like to do it generally. And they also hate to do crowd scenes. So Mike doing full crowd scenes in horse series is quite the flex to start the book. And here's the beautiful double page spread, which is like really this is the artistic climax of the book. I think it is beautiful right here. Love to see this type of stuff. And so you learn all about his history. You learn how he had this whole situation, and he actually was very triggered in the past by losing a wife in a situation where he was actually getting some stability in his life. And that kind of just set him off and kind of made him go insane. Now, this all ties back into the first issue because like one of the like Lone Star corpse people killed a little girl, vampire. And because she was a vampire, I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? And then Svarog was like, that's my family. I'm going to take your family and destroy you too. So very classic villain plot, classic motivation here. And the storytelling is very classic. 3 issues here, even though they're extended long issues or maybe 6 issues of a regular comic it would be. And it feels like this would be a full trade paperback like you'd get in a store. Everything lines up very well here. The motivations are done here. The classic villain motivations are done here. And, I actually told Mike, like, I really wasn't completely sold on the story until this volume. This volume did land the story. It stuck the ending. And you're left, I'm not going to spoil the end of it here, with a very nice resolution where it did clean everything up. Now, I thought the first issue of this really just kind of meandered a little bit and was not quite as tight as it should be on the writing end. The second issue really did step it up and was much tighter and was much better and actually moved things along, which is great because if you look at mainstream comics a lot, actually those middle issues, they really like flounder and they just like put too much action in there or something so that like nothing really happens because they're definitely writing for trade, but they're not writing for that book. And because this is an independent comic, Mike was definitely writing for that book. So the second issue stood up pretty well. Now this, when you went back and actually got that flashback of the villain's sort of motivations and who he is, it really brought everything together. So this was well done all the way around and probably the best issue of the series. And it did close things off very nicely, left a nice climax. We have a sort of bittersweet victory from the heroes at the end of it. So they did suffer some loss. So it wasn't just like one of those ones where it's a Mary Sue just kind of rampaging over everything, which I appreciate. And a nice setup for a universe here. All right, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. Love the art, and the colors do change over the course of things. Mike takes over the colors later on in the book. This is the original colorist here. I guess he was struggling with hitting his deadlines and all that. And Mike's colors are good, but I would say there's a noticeable difference a little bit. I think the original colorist was a tad better over the course of the beginning of the book. And at the end of it, you can see a couple panels where it looks like, I would say that just Mike is not quite as skilled of a colorist as this guy is. Line art's beautiful, storyline's beautiful, and it's well done. Now, to my understanding, Mike's going to add 2 more pages of action to the book. I don't personally think it needs it. I think it works pretty well as is, but somebody else suggested that, and listen to that. He listens to his customers. How cool is that? I love hearing that from people too. All right, good stuff, and this is still available on Fund My Comic if people want to grab a copy right now. I'll try to put that in the description below. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.